Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 of this doubleheader from the Falcons' Nest. It's the Waverley Falcons State Champ men taking on the might of the Corio Bay Stingrays. In this, the sixth round of the State Championship men's BigV competition. A big weekend on Live Sport Australia. Live now also, if you're interested in watching a few other players from Basketball Queensland. We've got the Southwest Metro Pirates versus Cairns the Cairns Marlins. And that is the men. They are live at this very minute as well. So if you've got the bandwidth, you can swap between the two. Where do you find the links? Go to the Live Sport Australia Facebook page and you'll be able to follow that along. But here we have Paul Hutchinson's Stingrays up against his ex-teammate in Jason Reardon, taking them on. So starting for the Falcons, Arkell, Dillon, Sturt, Reardon and Harper. For the Stingrays, Rabula. Michael Rabula, one of the original Stingrays when they came into the competition a number of years ago. As Dillon gets the ball, it's over to Harper. Rabula drives. Can't get past the Falcons. Its ball's come off hands, still with the Stingrays. And starters for the Stingrays are Wissack, Blythe, Brooks, Rabula and McFall. And they're the ones that have got the first points on the board. There's Danny Dillon coming back after an injury. Gets the ball across to Adrian Sturt, who finds Arkell. 2 points. It's a 1-point game. I expect this to be a fairly slow affair to start with, as Falcons find out what the Stingrays are all about this year. Stingrays not having the best season. They've gone through a rebuild. They're not the same team that they were a couple of seasons ago where they were perennial finalists. As Adrian Sturt hits from outside. And there's been a foul on that. No basket. It's on Adrian Sturt as he came off the contest with Brooks. And so Paul Hutchinson, as I said, it was one of the original Stingrays State Champ men team that came into the competition in a big way. They had originally put an application to enter the BigV competition into Div 1, but were promoted in their very first season into State Champ men, went out onto for a period of about 4 years to be perennial finalists. And the core of that group was in fact Paul Hutchie, Jace Reardon, Marlo Hicks and Michael Rabula. So it's good to see them still playing. as Danny Dillon picks up another rebound. And Dillon's shot attempt didn't drop, but that shows the experience of the man. Of course, having been a development player with the Dragons, South Dragons, he then moved to Europe, where he played a number of years. Then to Japan, and last season was a contracted player with the Melbourne United, but unfortunately injured himself in the pre-season. So he's now coming back in. In the meantime, he of course had played the off-seasons with a number of clubs, in particular the Falcons. So it's good to see him back in Falcons colours, as Blythe can't quite nail it. And there's Michael Rabula picks up his first foul. Second team foul on the Corio-based Stingrays. Dillon to Harper. Short, but Adrian Sturt picks it up. Can't get it to go. McFarlane kicks it across. And Brooks finishes it. Sturt this time gets the basket. Draws the foul on Mr. Brooks. Third team foul on Corio Bay. And the ball's gone off Harper's hands. So Stingrays to inbound it. Rabula kicks it across. And 2 points to Steve Wizak. Well executed inbound play there. Arkell. So the Stingrays crowd wanting to see a travel on that call. Good crowd in the stadium today. We had good numbers there for the boys, the youth league men, but it is quadrupled here. So we're probably just on the 200 mark. As Arkell can't hold the ball, but it's spilled. Stingrays players stepped out of court in that contest, so it will be with the Falcons. Great work there from Danny Dillon, picking up the offensive rebound on the miss from Jace Reardon. But good to see Reardon wanting to get into the basket there. Or take the 3 pointers, I should say. That's what he's known for. Adrian Sturt from outside short. Rabula, good player Michael Rabula. Just telegraphed that pass a little bit too much as Adrian Sturt picked it off. And the block from Brooks. McFall goes down the other end and it's a charge. Adrian Sturt. Again, good footwork from him getting into position. And a timeout. So we'll try and get some of the ongoing stats for you around the place, but we can tell you, as I said before, that if you're interested in some of the games around Australia, Live Sport Australia this year is broadcasting not only all of the home games from the Waverley Basketball Stadium, but also the at least 40 games from the QBL. And we can tell you that the round one women have already played. So the double header up there, led the Live Sport Australia crew, led by John Guana. And there's been a foul on that shot as Brooks comes out. It will be on Brooks. Well, it's not been called on the shot, but it was Arkell that was fouled, not Sturt. But the Corio Bay Stingrays in the bonus now, so the Falcons will go to line every time that Corio fouls. Brooks with the rebound. Sturt does enough to get the ball into Reardon's hands. It's now with Danny Dillon. His shot is going to be short, but Harper read it well. We'll call that a pass. And picked it up and scored. Falcons out to a 14-9 lead in a 2-3 zone. Nebula drives, gets to the Blythe. Blythe shot over the top. Rebounded by his teammate in Wizak. Now the nice little dish. And Danny Dillon just trying to finger roll it in. Would have been better just to look for a normal layup. And down the other end, there's a three. That's Jackson Bentley. And Raviola forces the ball out of court. Falcons with 11 seconds to go. Just under the 12. Showing 12 on your screens, but and Falcons have got to get a move on here. They're down to the last 2 seconds. Arkell puts it up and scores on the buzzer. And a three down the other end by the Corio Bay Stingrays. Keeps them into this contest, 17-15. Third shot over the top and it's come off the back of Chris Arkell, so that'll be a Stingrays ball. So a poor pass there from the Stingrays. Hutchie onto the floor in that last break. And Motley also for the Falcons. Arkell into Sturt. He drops it in. Friendly roll. In Div 2 women, Blackburn Vikings up by 14 over the Mornington Breakers in the only game of today. There's some ex-Falcons players playing in those two teams. Stingrays staying in this game. Hutchie trying for the alley-oop to Brooks, just overcooked it slightly. But Brooks smiling about that one. Tim Leasting now. And Motley driving, looking to give the dish off to Arkell. Fouled as he went through there, and he goes to the line. Misses his first. Of course, he is the remaining import for the Falcons. The other imports are not staying with the Falcons, but in fact has moved to the Northeast Bushrangers, where he's been playing extremely well in the Div 2 men's competition. Hutchie with the ball fake, still keeps the ball. He's got great control over that ball, always has. And now there's a foul against the Falcons. It will be a side ball or end ball. Second team foul on the Falcons. Falcons staying in a zone. Reardon with the rebound, gets it across to Leasting. Leasting steps round, finds the team player, and Arkell gets an unsportsmanlike on that one for not really playing the ball. Should not have done that. And that was just simply frustration at not noticing how closely he was being checked by the Stingrays player. So in other state champ men's games, Eltham has got up over Hume City Broncos, 87-72. And about, well, it should have already been underway. Hawthorn Magic and Keilor Thunder should have been underway there. And there's another foul called, this time on Jace Reardon. That's the fourth team foul on the Falcons. And We'll be back in a couple of minutes to bring you the second quarter in this very, very tight game. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. With 17 seconds to go, we're about to see whether or not the Corio Bay Stingrays can keep this competitive streak going. They have, again, been rebuilding their program to try and get it back to the highs of a couple of years ago. So, couple of stats for you from the first quarter. Waverley shooting at 42%, scoring 8 of 19, and there has been a foul behind. Well, behind where the ball was, in front of the ball, it was actually. So I take Bodinagi's concern about using the football terminology of behind play, as Tim Leasing picks up the rebound. So Leasing, nice dribble past, and the basket is, well, not quite dead, but it's become a Corio Bay's ball. So the Falcons shooting at 42% at the moment. The Stingrays 7 out of 20. So they've taken one equal number of shots at this point in time, if you count that last one. And there's another three. They're shooting at 33%, but their three-point percentage is 30% compared to the Falcons' 25. And they're putting up a lot more three-pointers. That's the 11th. As Tim Leasing drives, somehow makes two. Stingrays winning the rebound count by 1, 14-13, but losing the turnover count quite significantly, 6-4. And the bench points are in the favour of the Stingrays at the moment. As Dylan Larkin with the block. Now it's with Danny Dillon. His shot doesn't go. Adrian Sturt with the rebound. Now there's a foul on that play. I think it's on Hutchison, yep. Well, in the context, probably should have left that foul alone. Almost a steal by Blythe on that inbound. Sturt can't get it to drop. It's a good stretch player, Adrian Sturt. He likes to shoot from outside. Forces his defender to come out to the three-point line. As it looks like it'll be Danny Dillon to pick up a foul here. Brooks taking on the two players and winning. So Brooks misses that completely. And don't know what happened there. Waverley now 2 points behind. So the Steelers, the Stingrays have managed to take the lead as Sturt is fouled. Now that's on Brooks. No, it wasn't. It was on Erie. 2 team fouls each. And I would say that Brooks breathed a very big sigh of relief there because he is already on 2 fouls. So another foul will probably see Coach Paul Hutchinson ask him to take a rest for the second half of the game. Blythe. Nice drive to the basket there. Picked it up. Little pump fake while it was in the air. And a two-handed put up. Tim Leasting. Nothing but net. Keeping them in with the Stingrays. They're 26 all. Brooks pulls up. His shot in and out. Leasting with the rebound. He's picked up a few stats since he's come onto the court. And the ball has gone out of bounds off Erie. Subs coming in. Hutchie sitting down and Mike Rabula coming back on. Motley can't get it to go, but Tim Leasting can. No points in the first quarter, but I'll tell you what, he's lit up here as Brooks goes to the basket. None of the Falcons players wanting to contest that and pick up a foul as Sturt in and out. So his three-point shooting has not been on song. And there's another 2 for the Stingrays. Back into a 2-point lead. Sturt over to Motley. Leasting. In and out, but Sturt. Nice work. Now that is a piece for every coach to cut out of this video, not that one, and impress on their players, because as soon as Adrian Sturt saw that Tim Leasting had squared up, was going for the shot, he was already cutting to the basket and was there to pick up that offensive rebound. Danny Dillon. Now Sturt's got a mismatch there. It was ignored and Danny Dillon went straight down the centre. Another thing that coaches don't like is to give away the middle. So Blythe dancing around, tries to fake the ball. It's with Dylan Larkin. Now Tim Leasting, and he's been fouled by Bentley. So Coach Elias Polianis has opted for youth in this rotation, buttressed by the experience of Danny Dillon and Adrian Sturt. Tim scores. Second shot is just good. It's rolled in there at the last minute. Blythe. Now there's a Coach Elias Polianis yelling out shooter, and that's exactly what it was. Danny Dillon fakes, drives, and has been fouled. Was looking for Harper, and the dish to Harper. Fourth team foul for the Corio Bay Stingrays. It's 4:31 to go. Falcons, after a bit of indiscipline there for a moment, have tidied up how they're playing, and they're only on 2. So Bentley sitting down. Adrian Sturt. Don't think the ball was actually intended for him, but he got his fingers on it, juggled it, and somehow put it in. Falcons out to a 3-point lead. And there's another 3 from that man there, Dane Barrow. So his first 2 touches have been 6 points. Tim Leasting, another 2. That's his 10th point. Dylan Larkin with the read. It's fallen into Harper's hand. He'll get it down to Leasting. Leasting, no, that's a poor shot. Poor shot from Tim. And Mike Rabula has been fouled by Dylan Larkin. So, didn't need for Tim to pop it up that quickly there. Needed just to be a little bit more patient. We hope you're enjoying this game from the Falcons Nest, brought to you by Live Sport Australia and the Melbourne crew. Reminder, if you during breaks, if you want to pop over to the Queensland team headed by John Guana, you'll find the links on our Facebook page, Live Sport Australia on Facebook. As Corio Bay keeps this contest alive. And Leasting in and out. Good ball movement there from the Falcons. Saw it getting into his hands. Danny Dillon has drawn a foul. Yeah, McFall, just a bit of a smile on his face there. He knew he'd just done enough to exaggerate that contact. But it was there. And Leasting this time doesn't make any mistake. Dylan with the steal. Nearly lost it himself, but gets it to Leasting. Leasting over to Reardon. Reardon nails it. And all of a sudden, it is 44-37. We'll be back ever so shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with 45 seconds to go before this second half commences here in the BigV competition. It's the state champ men round 6 game, Waverley Falcons versus the Corio Stingrays. It has been a very, very tight game until a barrage of baskets from the Falcons see them get out to a 13-point lead. Until that point, the lead had seesawed backwards and forwards. Corio Bay not being able to build any substantial lead. I think their biggest break was 2 points, and sorry, 3 points it was. 3 points. And the Falcons now out to a 13-point lead, which is the biggest lead they've had in this game. The lead changed 5 times in the first half. And so the Falcons start with the ball. Dylan fed to Harper. Now it's back with Dylan into Arkell. Harper pulls up. 3 points in and out. So scorers for the Falcons. Adrian Sturt leading all scorers on 16 with 8 rebounds. Chris Arkell with 10. Still to unusually to get a rebound, although that one would have just counted. So he's on the board there. Harper can't get it to go, and Danny Dillon just reaching in a little bit too much over the top. That is his 3rd personal. So he's Danny Dillon sitting on 7 and 2 as the Stingrays get another 2 back. Tim Leasting came out devastating, a little bit of time there. He's only played 10 minutes, but he scored 13 points and picked up 3 rebounds. So his efficiency rating of 15, plus 15. Pretty good for a cameo appearance. For the Stingrays, it's Julius Brooks leading all, his team on 10 and 8. He's also, like Danny Dillon, on 3 fouls as Blythe pulls up. Can't get it to go. Dillon with a rebound. It's got Arkell running in front. Gets it instead to Sturt. Sturt tries to... Little sneaky pass to Arkell, but well read by the Stingrays. And Brooks finishes up with a tip-in. So he's gone up to 12 points. Jackson Bentley is on 9 and 1, and Dane Barrow in a very, very short time, just over 5 minutes, in 9 points. And so they're the leading scorers at the moment. The Falcons shooting at 50%. Corio Bay at 42. Dylan drives, but he's had his pocket picked by McFall, sorry. And he can't get past Jason Reardon. And the ball has gone out of bounds. Falcons possession though. Reardon brings the ball down. With Arkell, back to Reardon. Reardon now looks for options, finds it in Dillon. Dillon pulls up short, and Rabula will see the ball over the line. So, shot blocked from behind. It falls into the hand of Brooks, who's picked up another 2. He's up to 14. Arkell with the assist from Jason Reardon. Was left unmarked by the defence. And now he's got his hands in there. And Danny Dillon hopefully will get 2. He does. No mistake this time about the finger roll. It's a very safe layup. And now the foul. It's going to be, I believe, on Sturt. Yes. So Adrian Sturt has now picked up his second. So the only Falcons player in foul trouble, well, there's no one really. There's Dillon's on 3 and Sturt is on 2. Everybody else, if they've got a foul, is only on 1. But Mr. Brooks, Julius Brooks for the Stingrays is on 3 and 2 on Hutchison, Rabula and McFall, Joel McFall. Ball's gone into Harper. He has nice movement from the Falcons. And it's straight to Adrian Sturt. He nails it. Falcons extending their lead out. Bentley gets Harper off the floor. And Danny Dillon, playing for the foul, was not awarded it. Refs, I think that was a good call. In state champ women, as we see that ball roll in there. So Stingrays have got it back to 10. Was 13. And this will be an uncontested basket. So Elias Palianis not panicking just at this point in time. Harper with the rebound, gets it out to Reardon. Dillon drives and scores. Again, there's quite a lot of contact there, but refs letting things go. They've been consistent in that. As Reardon gets the steal, Dillon has got Harper. Well read by Blythe. Bentley down to... and great work there from Adrian Sturt as he saw the ball going to Rabula. And just getting his fingers on it. So in the Champ Women, the game's underway at the moment of Bulleen versus Knox. Bulleen putting up a much better effort there, but they are 6 points down. Sorry, rephrase that. They are 14 points down. And Eltham are 2 points down to Ringwood. In the state champ men, we've already talked about them earlier today. Eltham getting up over Hume City Broncos, and unfortunately we're not getting any live stats from the Hawthorn versus Keilor game. Well, yes, we are. I can tell you that in the second period, Hawthorn are up by 2 over Keilor as Jason Reardon misses that shot. We'll keep an eye on that one for you. And this time, as Motley goes to the basket, he's fouled. So Jaquez Motley goes to the line. He's 1 of 2 at the moment. He's not had a lot of minutes and has not shot well so far. But we do know that he has the capability of really tearing up this game. Of course, the Falcons blessed with a plethora of strong guards. Danny Dillon, Brad Keller, who's injured at the moment, Mike Harper, Jace Reardon. So they really have got a lot of scoring power in their backcourt. As Harper brings the ball down and scores. So 14 points, the largest lead of the game so far. And there's another 3 for the Stingrays. Ooh, almost a travel there. Under the old rules, it probably would have been, as Bentley tries again. Can't get it to go. McFall, nice behind the back. Now he drives. They're down to 10 seconds. Kicks it back out to Bentley. Bentley fakes, pulls up, scores. All of a sudden, that 14-point lead is back under 10. And Coach Ilias Palianis, looking for some energy back on court, has decided to bring Tim Leasting in. Motley still can't connect, having a horrible game. But he's got that steal. Gets it to Harper, and Harper makes no mistake. Scores the 2. So going to the line to make this a 3-point play. And there's another 3 to the Stingrays. They are just raining them down. It's keeping them in the game and keeping them certainly within competitive distance. Falcons get it back out to 10, courtesy of Motley. His first field goal. And Jason, yeah, come on. Jace, that was definitely a foul. You could hear it from up here. Even over the headsets. Mike Harper sits down for a well-earned rest as Tim Leasting comes into the game. 56 seconds to go here. So Brooks, sorry. No mistake with that one. He has been shooting, well, that's only his second free throw attempt. Missed the first one, so he's 50% at the moment. And while he's staying under that, it, however, has come off the Falcons player in Jace Reardon. McFall gets the ball down to the corner, and there's that three-point specialist in Bow. When I last looked, Dane Bow had been shooting at 60%, all from three points, and he's going again, and he nails it. So, courtesy of Dane Bow, Corio Bay are back within 3 points. And Adrian Sturt can't do anything about that. So from a 14-point lead, the Falcons have seen that whittle down to a 3-point lead. We'll be back shortly to take you out with the last 10 minutes. So, Michael Rabula at the line with the Falcons 5 points up. And 5.5 minutes to go. Rabula is very good from the free throw line. Well, letting me down there. He's now shot 4 from 6 as Sturt drives. Puts it up, doesn't get it go, but he's had the ball stolen from him. Just dropped the ball too low. And now travel. Great work there from Leasting. And good call from the refs as well. Leasting was set. And now the foul. That is both teams in the bonus. So this could be a very slow 5 minutes as Motley will go to the line. So in the other state champ men's game on at the moment, at the end of period 3, going into period 3 I should say, half time, the Hawks lead Keilor by 6, 46 to 40. Back here at the Waverley Basketball Stadium, Rabula has been fouled going to the line. Going to the rack, I should say. So that's Dylan Larkin's third personal. Still Elias Palianis, the coach, happy to leave these young guys on. He's got Jace Reid and Dan Dillon to come on. They've Dan Dillon's got one foul to give, so they're probably bringing on around 3 minutes to go. And the ball has come off Brook. Well, interestingly, the far side ref has called it as coming off a Falcons player. So, never mind. 13 seconds to go. And Steve Wissack unable to get the basket. And down the other end, Harper has been fouled, this time by Mr. Brooks. That will be his fourth. No, sorry, wasn't Brooks. So I don't know who that was. Certainly he was suggesting to the ref that it wasn't a foul. Michael Harper, that was the first. And the second. Michael, of course, having played for the University of Hawaii and then James Fraser University. Simon Fraser University, sorry, SFU. In Canada. And Michael Rabula does what he does really well. He sneaks in under the basket. And through hands to Adrian Sturt. Another 2. Falcons eking out a bit more of a lead here as the clock winds down. Under 4 minutes. Brooks. That's going to be well short. And it's been tapped out to Motley. Now with Larkin. And behind, coming from behind, Blythe has made contact across the head. So that will be Dylan Larkin going to put 2 more points on the scoreboard for the Falcons. Misses that one though. Dylan Larkin's a mainstay of the under-23 team, Falcons team, for a couple of years. He's been promoted into the senior team this year. Still eligible to play in the youth league team as Motley finally connects from long range. And Falcons back out to a 10-point lead. And Tim Leasting with a steal. Gets it to Larkin. Another 2 points. So Adrian Sturt not wanting to foul out here. Lets that basket go fairly uncontested. Tim Leasting pulls up. Again, not a great choice on that one. Probably needed to go through hands a couple more times. But as Rabula's shot didn't only found the front of the net ring, and Wizak being fouled by Mike Harper. Harper on 2 fouls only, but both teams in the bonus, so Wizak will go to the line. Makes 1 of 2. 86 plays 77. Under 2.5 minutes to go. Again, Coach Julius Pamianos leaving his young crew on. And there's been a foul. This time on... Well, is that on Brooks? It looks to be on Julius Brooks, which would be his 4th foul. Now, he's done a very good job of living on 3 fouls for the majority of this second half, as Hutchie calls a timeout just to settle things down. They are not out of this game. It is a 9-point advantage to the Falcons. But Falcons have not taken a timeout yet. Hutchie has burnt 2 of his, so it'll be interesting to see what can be done at this point in time. So we had, let's see if we can just very quickly give you a bit of a rundown of some of the other games going on this afternoon. In the last 2 minutes, we'll try and pull up the live stats for you. Well, the timeout has beaten us, or the lack of internet connectivity has beaten us. One of the two things, as Mike Harper goes to the line. Harper scores the first. So, in Div 1 men, Melbourne University up over the Whittlesea Pacers, 79-70. Warrandyte Venom has come over the top of the Warrnambool Seahawks, 85-81. What's notable about that particular game is we see Motley with the steal. He gets it down to Harper. Harper can't hold it. But what is notable about the Warrnambool team is that Nate Sobey from the Adelaide 36ers has rejoined his home team, pretty much his domestic team. And so that's the second game that he's played for them. They've lost both this weekend. Sturt with the rebound after that missed attempt. So Chris Arkell back onto the floor for the last couple of minutes, as is Dylan and Reardon. So it's back to the starting five, except Motley for Harper. And this is going to go up from Reardon. And nothing but net. That's what Jace Reardon is known for. And he's picked up a steal as well. So the Falcons look like they are going to run out the victors in this game. So also in Div 1, Keysborough just over Latrobe by 3 points at the moment. Game still in progress. Collingwood All-Stars 49-45 playing at Collingwood. They have got, they're in period 3, so they're halfway through the third period as Bentley nails another 3. It's still an 11-point game though. Motley now with 42 seconds on the clock. Overthrows the ball. Arkell can't hang on to it. It's now with Brooks. Danny Dillon just gets his hand in there. So in Collingwood, Manny Hendricks with 16 points at the moment. Dylan Webb with 11. And the Shepparton team is being led by Coleman, Vines and Bartlett, who are all at 12 points each. So it looks like it's a good game there. It's Titan now up to 53-49. Worthwhile catching hold of the live stats on that. And the clock is winding down. Dan Dillon won't do anything. There's going to be no further action. Falcons will run out 91-80 winners. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for staying online, watching the live stream of this game. We'll be back next weekend with more games from the Falcons' Nest. And don't forget, jump onto Facebook and find Live Sport Australia, facebook.com/Live Sport Australia. Keep your eye on not only the Victorian games, but all the games from around the league, in particular the QBL games. There are some good games coming up. At least 38 other games this season for QBL. We'll leave you with the highlights of this game, brought to you by our technical director Hugh and camera people Cara and Michelle. I'm Andrew Seabrook. I'll see you next week.